brother Karl. And, you know, you saw in the story how Karl felt during his brother's treatment, and we see over and over again that cancer affects an entire family, and it often affects the siblings as much as it affects the child themselves. So we came up with a special award this year for Karl, and he is called our 2013 Brother of the Year. Now we'll just hear a few words from Kim.
Good evening. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight and taking time out of your busy schedules. Someday is today. You heard us say that on the video. And you know why that is? Because you never know what tomorrow may bring. In September 2008, as I talked about, our little Kyle started getting a lot of bruises. Our next tomorrow, we actually lost custody of these two boys to social services because of those bruises. Our next tomorrow brought 10 hours in the emergency room at Mott's General Hospital when we heard those words, "I'm sorry, it's leukemia." And as I said, we were in shock. We were a healthy family. It couldn't happen to us. Actually on that same day as Nicole, September 11th, 2008, is when Kyle was diagnosed. And our tomorrows started to blur together. They were just crazy. There was surgery and chemotherapy, and we had intensive care, and there were medications, more medications than you can imagine. And then we also had crazy drug reactions when he was on an x-ray table at midnight in the in the basement of Mott's. It was just unbelievable. There was also talk of things we'd never heard of, blood counts, ANCs, bone marrow aspirations, intrathecal chemo, heard of protocols, maintenance, and unfortunately only 40 to 50% survival rates. Those tomorrows also brought us a lot of emotions. There were a lot of tears, a lot of fear, a lot of anger, and a lot of pain. More pain than anybody should have to go through. Our little Kyle had his own morphine button, and he knew when to use it. And I'm sorry, that's not okay. It was required at the time, but it is not okay. We never thought that these would be our tomorrows. We never thought that this is what our tomorrows would bring to us. What we really need to do is we need to focus on research today. Research brought Kyle a little pill that he had to take. And yes, we had to teach a 2.5-year-old how to take a pill, that's a whole nother story. But he did take them, up to 11 a day. But that little pill was better than the previous treatment, which was arsenic trioxide. Yes, arsenic. That pill was developed because someone, somewhere, funded a research project. We also need to fund research today because they're on the verge of developing ways to determine how they can determine if patients are going to be more susceptible to graft versus host diseases after bone marrow transplants. We also need to focus on research today because we need to have targeted treatments. They're starting to develop targeted treatments for individuals instead of the blanket approaches that's out there right now. There's kind of a one-size-fits-all treatment when it comes to chemotherapy. And they feed children, and they treat children's cancers with the same kind of treatments that they treat adults. We also know that someday is today because most of you in this room have been affected by cancer, by either yourselves, your family members, your friends, your coworkers. And we need to help those people navigate through treatments. We need to provide them with emotional and financial support to help them get through. We also need to help the survivors deal with the long-term effects of their battles. What's going to happen to Kyle and the others? What are their tomorrows going to bring in 10, 15, 25 years? You don't know. All of that takes a lot of funding and some more support. And I just want to say that we need more survivors like Kyle and the others that are in this room tonight, and we should applaud them. But I must say that it's very sad that someday it's too late for our friend Cassie, who was only 13 years old when she lost her battle after 3 years, and that included a year in remission. And I can tell you that her parents and her brothers would give anything, anything to have more tomorrows with her. So someday is today. It's the day to make a difference. Let's be the ones that can say, I helped make a difference in somebody's life. I helped make a difference in somebody's battle. And I helped make a difference in somebody's journey. And let's be the ones to say, I helped cure cancer. Let that someday be today. Thank you.
Very good.
Wow. Thank you, Kim. And thank you. I would now like to